Welcome to the Current Affairs series. This is going to be a compilation of a couple of days which I've missed out. I'm really sorry for that. I'll try to cover everything and put it in this video. So yeah, I have a lot to talk about. Let's begin. The Airport Authority of India have signed Memorandum of Understanding with Govt of Uttarakhand for development for aviation sector in the state. So Uttarakhand is a state in the northern India crossed by the Himalayas. Now this place Uttarakhand is famous for many Hindu pilgrimage sites as well as resorts and recreational places. So you have Rishikesh, Haridwar, then Nainital, then Jim Corbett National Park. So all these kind of places are located here. So the whole point behind the development for aviation sector in this state is because this place attracts a lot of tourism. And if you have a good connectivity through airways, then it increases the tourism industry. Now, there is one very important government scheme, which is called UDAN, UDAN, Regional Connectivity Scheme. The full form of UDAN is Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. So as per this scheme, the government has decided to reduce the cost of flying so that a common man can fly. So you see that there is a political will, the government is interested, then you also have a scheme, and then you have fund for it. All you need is infrastructure. That is the reason the Airport Authority of India has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Govt of Uttarakhand. Now clearly this kind of a move will boost tourism and air connectivity for the local public. So the key scheme to remember here is UDAN, UDAN. So now we are going to talk about ePatenting. Let me just quickly tell you what is the meaning of the word patent. Let's say you created something, okay? You made a design about something, or you created some invention, okay? You did some invention. Now you have to protect it, right? From illegal use or someone who is using it without your permission. So what you do is you file for a patent. Now this patent document or certificate is a government authorized certificate, okay? So you have to register it with the government. So with that, you will have the legal rights to use it for a certain period of time. And that period can depend. It can be around 10, 20 years. Okay, it depends. So as long as you have that certificate, if anybody is using your invention or your product without your permission, you can sue them. All right. That is what is patent. So now here the word is e-patenting. The letter E stands for electronically. So now the government is giving the patent certificates online. They're saying no need to come to the office physically. You just apply through online website. There's a portal. The portal name is ipindia.gov.in. You should go and check it out. So they're saying you apply it online and you're going to get this certificate online on your email address. You simply take the printout and you start with your business. So this is what is the crux of the matter of e-patenting. Now, if you want to look at the advantage of this initiative, it is that, as I said, you can get it online and you can download it from the portal, or you will get it in your email address. So you download that, you print a copy of it, and you start with your business. So previously what used to happen is, until unless you don't get your certificate or patent certificate, you had to halt your business. You couldn't start without the patent certificate. But now it's all changed. You'll get it online. So remember, it's electronically patenting. Now we will get to know about all the industrial corridors that exist in India. So when you hear the word industrial corridor, what does it bring to your mind? It talks about something related to industrial development, right? I mean, this is to boost industrial development because corridor is like a road. So it is a road. It is a national highway. Okay. So the intention of these roads is to stimulate industrial development. Now, the initiative of creating industrial corridor is the responsibility of Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So there are going to be this 5 industrial corridors, okay? 5 important main industrial corridors. And I'm going to show it to you in a map. The first one is Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor. We call it as DMIC. It covers the states of Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, and Maharashtra. So if you look at this road map, this region is an industrial corridor. So you will find a lot of industrial areas in this region. The second industrial corridor is Chennai-Bengaluru Industrial Corridor, CBIC. Now this corridor covers the states of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. The third one is Bengaluru-Mumbai Economic Corridor, BMEC. Now this one covers the states of Maharashtra and Karnataka. The fourth one is Amritsar-Kolkata Industrial Corridor, AKIC. Now this one covers the states of Punjab, Haryana, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal. Now all these sites has been identified as integrated manufacturing clusters. So a cluster means a group of similar things. So here the sites form integrated manufacturing cluster, meaning these areas or these places, these dots are actually manufacturing hubs, all right? And they together form a cluster. And just keep in mind about this particular corridor, okay? So when you look at the map of India, you should be able to recollect that, all right, this region is a cluster for manufacturing, okay? And the fifth one is East Coast Economic Corridor, ECEC. Now this one covers the states of West Bengal, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Basically the entire East Coast region. So in the current affair video of July 28th, in that I have explained about East Coast Economic Corridor. So just go to that video and check out the description. You'll be able to see the timestamp, click on it, and then you can just read about it. It's explained in a very simple manner, so just have a look at it. So these 5 are the industrial corridors of India. So please go through it once more and just have a broad understanding about it so that when you look at the map of India, you should be able to pinpoint those regions which are manufacturing and industrial clusters, okay? Now let's get to know about MDA scheme. MDA stands for Marketing Development Assistance. So whenever you hear this term, Marketing Development Assistance, immediately just keep in mind that it's talking about countries' export. Okay, the things that we send to another country. Import means getting in, export means sending out. So as per this scheme, the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, they are providing incentives to stimulate the country's export trade. Okay, so what this means is, let's say you are a businessman, okay? You export products to another country. So the government of India is going to help you financially in doing your export promotion. So if I were to give you an example, let's say you have a certain product that you want to export. Now, what happens is, in order to get the word out there about your product, you need to host an exhibition, right? You're going to conduct a small exhibition sort of a fair so that people will come and try your products. So the entire expenditure of it, okay, you have to bear it. Now, the government of India is saying that we are going to give you some financial assistance, so that it's not a big burden on you. Because if you see, if you're doing international business, it also benefits the nation's economy, all right? So here the role of the government is to facilitate or help you in some way, right? So here the help from the government is coming from marketing point of view. They're going to provide some financial aid for conducting exhibitions or some sort of a marketing development technique for you. So as of now, these are the list of countries that are covered under this reimbursement program of the government of India, you know. So if you're exporting in these countries, then only you're eligible for the reimbursement of your promotional activity, all right? The government is going to help you if you're only exporting to these countries. So again, remember this point that government is only giving financial assistance with respect to marketing. Okay, it is not saying that it will reduce any tax barrier. Okay, it is strictly related to marketing. Please do not get confused with it. Okay, no taxation, no tariff, nothing. Only marketing related financial assistance is provided. Now let's get to know about the scheme called Jute ICARE. So it is an initiative of the government of India to double the income of jute farmers. Now let me just show it to you on a map where in India jute is produced. It's actually confined to the eastern region of the country. So the jute crop is grown in nearly 83 districts of 7 states. They are West Bengal, Assam, Odisha, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Tripura and Meghalaya. And this region of West Bengal alone accounts for more than 50% of raw jute production. And if you have to look at from international point of view, then India, China and Bangladesh are the 3 major producers in the cultivation or production of jute fiber. Now the whole idea behind this scheme is that the government of India wants to help the farmers in the areas of soil management, then crop production including irrigation and the use of herbicides, pesticides and fertilizers. Now let's try to see those small things which the government is helping these farmers with. The first one is introduction of seed drill. Now seed drill is this machine that is used in irrigation, and what you do is you go in a line and this drill is going to sow the jute seeds in a linear fashion. The second one is wheel hoeing or nail weeder. It is a machine that is used to cut weeds. Instead of removing weeds manually, you use this machine which has a blade along with a motor. This reduces time as well as cost, and it is very user friendly to cut out weeds. The government has also introduced 50% subsidy in the distribution of quality certified seeds. Then with the help of Central Research Institute for Research in Jute and Allied Fibers, that is CRIJAF, they have developed a microbial consortium called SONA. So the meaning of this term, microbial consortium, is a combination or a mixture of the characteristics of microorganisms like bacteria and fungus. Now you need to understand this, that microbiological and biochemical research on jute has been done from long back. Okay, it's not something new. So what they do is they soak the fiber plants in water with some microorganisms. So this way the fiber is extracted from the plants. Then they are tied into bundles. Then that bundle is kept submerged in water for 20 days or less if the quality of jute is better. Then they apply this SONA, SONA, which is a microbial consortium, which I just told you about moments back. They apply this scientific biotechnology between the bundles as they are laid on top of each other. It helps to reduce the soaking period by 6 to 8 days. Now this way of jute production improves the productivity by 8 to 10%, and it also improves the quality. This will in turn lead to additional income for the farmers between Rs 9,000 to 11,000 on 1 hectare of land, as fiber can be extracted easily from the whole plant. So you see the labor cost is also reduced. It does not affect any plant, animal, fish or human life. You see, it is a sustainable method of jute production. So these are some of the initiatives and scientific methods that have been implemented under this scheme, Jute ICARE. Now let's get to know about this Roshni Scheme. So this is a scheme for leadership development of minority women. So the keyword is minority women. This scheme has been launched by the Ministry of Minority Affairs. The objective of the scheme is to empower and instill confidence among minority women, including their neighbors from other communities living in the same village or locality, by providing knowledge, tools and techniques for interacting with government systems, banks and other institutions at all levels. So this scheme is entirely directed towards women empowerment, and not just any women, minority women. As I said that this scheme is for leadership development, so part of leadership development also requires to have tolerance, religious tolerance towards other communities. The whole idea behind this scheme is to empower women, especially mothers, because it is noticed that if you empower the women, that is the mothers, it will automatically nurture and mold the character of their child. You know, this kind of a scheme forms an important element in fight for poverty reduction, then economic growth and strengthening of civil society. This program is run with the help of NGOs, civil societies and government institutions in all over the country. It includes various training modules like leadership of women, then educational programs, health and hygiene, Swachh Bharat, financial literacy, life skills, legal rights of women, then digital literacy and advocacy for social and behavioral change. So please remember that this scheme is for leadership development of minority women. Now we will get to know about Hamari Dharohar Scheme. Now this scheme is launched under Ministry of Minority Affairs. Now the aim of this scheme is to preserve the rich heritage and culture of minority communities of India under the overall concept of Indian culture. So in the previous headline where I spoke about Roshni Scheme, that is towards the leadership development of minority women. So here it is about preservation of rich heritage and culture of minority communities. So in both of this, there's something common. And I forgot to mention one more element in the previous headline, which I'm going to mention here. Now in the previous headline, I forgot to mention what is a minority community, like who all are included, okay, which is a very important part of these topics. So I'm going to cover that in this. So as per National Commission for Minorities Act 1992, religious communities in India, which include Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, Buddhists, Zoroastrians, that is Parsis, and Jains. These religious communities come under minority communities. So I hope now you have a broad understanding about which all communities fall under this minority community. Now this Hamari Dharohar Scheme conducts art exhibitions, cultural fairs at national museums where they showcase books, paintings and documents, relics. All these are part of preservation of heritage and culture of minority communities. So remember this scheme, it is towards preservation of rich heritage and culture of minority communities. India is moving towards domestic manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles. The Government of India has approved National Electric Mobility Mission Plan 2020. So this mission plan has been designed mainly considering the fuel security and environmental pollution in the country. So the Department of Heavy Industry has formulated a scheme called FAME India. The full form of FAME is Faster Adoption and Manufacturing of Hybrid and Electric Vehicles in India. It is already running in first phase since April 2015. Basically, how in the United States there is Tesla that makes electric cars. Similarly, in India, we have this National Electric Mobility Mission Plan 2020. So you can call this as the Tesla of India. So as you can see, these electric and hybrid vehicles will need electricity to charge, and the electricity has to be provided from the grid. And right now, India has sufficient capacity to meet the electricity requirement for electric vehicles. So remember these two terms, National Electric Mobility Mission Plan 2020 and FAME India, which is faster adoption and manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles in India. Now let's get to know about UIP, that is Universal Immunization Program. So basically it's a vaccination program launched by the Government of India in 1985. By looking at the term, that is universal immunization, you can easily figure out that immunization means making a person or animal or anyone immune to infection. Okay, so immunity, and the word universal means accessible to everyone. Now this program, Universal Immunization Program, comes directly under National Rural Health Mission, NRHM. Now this program consists of vaccinations for certain diseases. I'm going to put up a list of all the names of the diseases. Just pause and have a look at it. By the way, these vaccinations are not just for children, it is also for adults. But the prime objective of this program is to reduce child mortality rate. Many of the vaccines under this programs are life-saving vaccines, and they are both available at free in government hospital and also to private practitioners if you can afford them. Now with the help of this program, the government aims or ensures that the benefits of vaccination reaches all sections of the society, regardless of social and economic status. After all, humans are the ultimate resource for any nation's economic development. Therefore, it is the prime objective of any government to work towards public health. So this was about the Universal Immunization Program. Now let's get to know about this integrated cold chain and value addition infrastructure. So whenever you hear about this term called cold chain, immediately recollect that they are talking about preserving food. Like how they have in big hotels, a room, a chamber, a cold chamber where they will store everything from ice cream to meat products or basically anything that needs to be preserved. Now creating a cold chain infrastructure comes under food processing industries. Now the basic aim behind integrated cold chain and value addition infrastructure is that the government wants to provide facilities, cold storage facilities, where the farmers can store their produce and then it goes directly to the consumer. Because currently the time gap between the farm produce and to the consumer, there's a huge time gap in that a lot of the product gets wasted. Therefore, it requires a proper storage facility. And you also know the condition of Indian farmers and their farms. They really don't have that much money to spend behind storage facilities. So through this scheme, the government helps these farmers. So it covers pre-cooling facilities at production sites, then reefer vans, mobile cooling units. So all these kind of infrastructure facilities provided by the government for preserving horticulture, organic produce, then marine, dairy, meat and poultry products. Actually, I'm really sorry when I said the government is going to provide. I mean, the government is not going to create these facilities, okay? Through cold chain scheme, the government wants to bring together these individuals or group of entrepreneurs who have business interest in cold chain solutions. So the government will only help these entrepreneurs or private businesses by providing them subsidy or reduce their tax cost, or maybe by making business-friendly policies. And I've said this before in current affair videos that the government has the power to create supply as well as demand. And always the government looks from this perspective that how can they help without getting invested in it. I hope you're getting what I'm trying to say. They don't want to be in the production process. They just want to be in the administration part. So if you see, to create a cold infrastructure, or for that matter any infrastructure, you will have to take care of these categories, that is transport, energy, water, sanitation, communication, social and commercial infrastructures. And looking at these categories, this is where the cost goes up. Now the government can help you in relaxing these costs. It's not like they will say that, hey, I'll take care of it, you just go ahead. No, they're going to help in some way, in giving some subsidy or reducing tax cost or some kind of a custom duty. And that is how the government helps and is also interested in bringing together people who are interested in cold chain solutions. And of course, the government also provides financial assistance. And it depends on the region. Let's say if you're in the general area, it will give you 35%. And if you're in the northeast states, then you'll get 50%. And in Himalayan region, again, 50%. Because you see, these areas are hilly terrain and there the transportation system is not that great. In fact, there is no transport infrastructure. So the government gives you concession for that. But then the main point to remember is that this scheme is primarily private sector driven. Government has only the administration part. The rest of the investment is private investment. So this is what is the Integrated Cold Chain and Value Addition Infrastructure Scheme. Alright, so this covers the July 25th and 26th current affair material.